Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi ta'ala wabarakatuh. Good morning, everyone. This video, we will talk about the short story of Chinua Achebe, wherein African tradition was emphasized. So, I think I don't need to introduce who is Chinua. I believe the previous reporter already introduced who is Chinua Achebe. So, let's proceed and discussing the one of his short story entitled "Marriage is a Private Affair." In this short story, Chibi emphasized the African traditions, but he also demonstrated that the tradition can change through time. This story proves that family affection is most important in life, and love has the power to change even the hardest heart. In this story, marriage and tradition go hand in hand in time as the world changes, where people learn about different culture and freedom. So according to Achebe, marriage is a private affair. This is the objectives of this discussion. Uh, At the end of the lesson, the student will be able to summarize and identify the elements of the story by Chinua Achebe. Second, to articulate their insight about the story. And lastly, to construct an idea about the symbol of their analysis and critical interpretation of the literary text. In this story, there are four important characters. So the first one is the main character, Naimika. He is an Ibu man who was deeply in love with Nene, the husband of Nene. Second, Nene, a girl born and grew up in large city of Lagos. Naimika's wife, a teacher and also a Christian. Third one is Okiki, Naimika's father, a very traditional man, strict but sensible and very conservative. Lastly is Oguwi, the Naimika's fiance, a strong and aggressive woman, eldest daughter of Okiki's neighbor. She was a Christian and it belonged to Abu tribes, who receive all the training of a wife could need. So, Naimika and Nene are both Christians, but the problem is Naimika came from Ibu tribe and Nene came from two different tribes. According to Ibu tribe in Africa, there are rules to be followed, and especially in getting marriage. According to their culture, a son of Ibo tribe should marry a girl on their own tribes. In Ibo tribe, a father should choose a girl or man for their son or daughter to marry. A father should the one who choose for their son or daughter whom they will marry. In this case, a community will accept the marriage of a couple. So, here is the short story. So since the book that was given to me, only the important scene or part are provided, and I would like to enlighten you guys by giving the instruction of this story. I mean, the introduction of this story. So, Naimika is a village boy from Ibu tribe of Nigeria. His father, named Okiki, is very traditional. Naimika goes to town for his higher education. After completing his school education, he falls in love with Nene, a modern girl from another culture at university. Both of them live in Lagos, a town of Nigeria. Nene asked Naimika to write a letter to his father about their love and engagement, But Naimika does not because he is afraid of his own father. However, Nene does not believe that the parents will think that uh, the parents will be unhappy when their son is engaged to marry. Naimika gets home on his holiday to convince his father instead of uh, giving a letter to his father. But his father wants to marry his son with Ogue Noweki, a Christian girl from Igbo tribe. Naimika refuses to follow the suggestion of his father and clearly tells him that he loves a girl in town. She is Nene Atang, and she is the only girl he could marry. She does not belong to the Igbo tribe, and she is a teacher. His father believed that a Christian woman should not teach, so he along with other village. So his father get angry. I owe it to you, my son, as a duty to show you what is right and what is wrong. Whoever put this idea into your head might as well have cut your throat. It is Satan's work. And he waved his son away. I think Okiki thinks that his son Naimika is doing wrong for wanting to marry Nini. He believes that someone told him that he was doing good by wanting to marry Nini, but that who told him that it was a good thing was wrong. It would be better if that person killed Naimika instead of telling him to marry Nini. That's what Naimika was doing was something from Satan. You will change your mind, father, when you know Nene. This quote by Naimika, I think Naimika thinks that if his father Okiki meets Nene, he will like her. Even though she is not Ogui, she is still a good Christian and has all of the Ogui's good qualities. So he was thinking that when his father meet Nene, he won't disagree with the marriage and think that uh, that that is evil and that it's Satan's work. I should never see her, was the reply of Okiki. From that night, the father scarcely spoke to his son. He did not, however, case hoping that he would realize how serious was the danger he was hiding for. Day and night, he put him in his prayer. So after their conversation, Naimika goes to town and gets married with Nene. Naimika stopped visiting his father on holiday. However, he sent the wedding picture to his father, but Okiki cut the picture and sent it back to Naimika. Naimika and Nene had two sons. For over 8 years, Naimika and Okiki has no connection. But Nene never stopped by getting Okiki involved to his family. Nene write a letter to his father-in-law, Okiki, asking to let his grandchildren to visit and know their grandfather. She also requests him to take Naimika and his sons for a few days while she would stay in town alone. When Okiki get the message, he is not able to resist his heart. He leaned against a window and looked out. The sky was overcast with heavy black clouds and a high wind began to blow, filling the air with dust and dry leaves. It was one of those rare occasions whenever nature takes a hand in human fight. Very soon it began to rain. The first rain in the year. It came down in large sharp drops and was accompanied by the lightning and thunder, which marked a change of season. Okiki was trying hard not to think of his two grandsons, but he knew he was now fighting a losing battle. He tried to hum a favorite hymn, but the pattering of the large raindrops on the roof broke up the tune. His mind immediately returned to the children. How could he shut his door against them? By a curious mental process, he imagined them standing, sad and forsaken, under the harsh, angry weather, shut out from his house. That night, he hardly slept from remorse and a vague fear that he might die without making it up to them. The story takes place in West Africa in the country of Nigeria. The main character of this story lives in the big city called Lagos. The city has great diversity because of all small Nigerian village that surrounding it, and each village maintain their own tradition, and one of these uh, tribe is the Igbo tribe. So the plot of the story, this is the structure of the plot. The story, uh, exposition of the story is when Naimika and Nene live in Nigeria and want to get married, but because of their country's culture, this is not so simple for them. The rising action of the story is when Naimika goes to talk to his father, and he explains that he wants to get married with Nene. The climax of this story is when Okiki does not approve his son's marriage, and he decides to cut off communication with his son. The following action of this story is when Nene writes to Okiki asking him to please accept Naimika and their sons in his house in order for them to meet him. The resolution or the conclusion of this story is when Okiki tries to ignore Nene's petition, but he is not able to do so, and he finish accepting them. So the story was not a first person point of view nor second person, because if it is first person, Naimika would tell the story through his eyes, and if it is second person, Nene would tell the story from her perspective. So definitely the point of view of this story is a third person. The conflict of the story are man versus society and man versus self. Man versus society because Naimika and Nene marry even though it was not well said. That was result that Nene and Naimika were not accepted as a part of the Ibo tribe or even in Okiki's family. Man versus self because Okiki ignoring his feeling or his family but still wanting to meet his grandsons. The tone or mood of this story is something to do with the determination. It is shown when Naimika and Nene never stop trying to get Okiki involved with their family. This story has so many themes, but the main theme are the following. First, love can conquer all. Yes, love has a power to change everything. It shows that love in family is more important, and that tradition would change over time. Second, modernity. The story shows the victory of the new generation with modern values over the tradition customs, and also tradition and stubbornness. Parents' stubbornness on wanting to have an important place in their children's marriage by having the right to choose their couple is the main theme of this story. The literary device of this story are irony. Verbal irony occurs when words are used to suggest opposite of what is meant. The irony of the title, marriage is a private affair. Rather than being private, the marriage of Nene and Naimika is actually quite public. The topic is the central conversation in the small village. The fact that Naimika are marrying another girl who are not from his own ethnic group. Foreshadowing, Nene saying that there is no reason why his father will be angry because of their marriage. Because Nene believes that a father has no reason to be unhappy because of his son or marriage. And the symbol of this story, the first rain of the year. The symbol of the rain is used to communicate Okiki's feeling of loss. The rain shows the regret he has about keeping his grandchildren distant. It is shows how Okiki is fearful of his own morality. So imagery is one of the literary device of the story because there because of the moment that Okiki imagined them standing sad and forsaken under the harsh angry weather shut out from his house. So the lesson of this story is a marriage issue. Marriage issues should be personal or private decided. So before I end this discussion, I would like to share this quote from Nathan Warkman. It says that who we marry is one of the most important decisions in life, one that will influence the level of happiness, growth, and success like no other choice. So that's end of my report. Thank you.